because it's been a week, and if I don't do it now, I'm gonna forget like everything. I even had to look up where I went on Tuesday because I didn't remember. Okay, I'm gonna give a super quick update because it's been a week, and if I don't do it now, I'm gonna forget like everything. I even had to look up where I went on Tuesday because I didn't remember. So it's Thursday now. I have been to the doctor/hospital on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and now I have to go back tomorrow, which was an unexpected addition. On Tuesday, I went and saw rheumatology. And we're talking about Sjogren's and the lack of moisture in all of my eyes, ears, nose, sinuses, mouth, blah, blah, blah. And so I have to go see oral surgery, and there's going to be testing done to see how bad it is. And I may have to have a lip biopsy done, but I don't think I have to have that done at the first visit, which I originally thought I was going to have to. So that's good and bad. It puts it off, but at least I don't have to deal with it at the beginning of September, which I thought I did. We're also discussing, I've been on Plaquenil for 2 years for my autoimmune conditions, and right now, so I've got 2 of them. The first one is Raynaud's, which my fingers turn white and I lose feeling, and my feet do it too. And so I'm on Plaquenil for that one. And then the Sjogren's, I've had all of the signs and symptoms of it, but we've never actually done like the full diagnostic testing and all of that good stuff. So I have to do that now because we're talking about starting another drug. What I really want to try is IVIG, which is what we're talking about, but of course with insurance thrown in the mix, there's always a process that you have to go through, and there may be another med that I have to try, rituximab or something like that. It was a really weird drug I'd never heard of before. So I may have to try that one before we can give IVIG a try. But I've heard really good things about IVIG, especially from my cardiologist and his neuro-GI colleague in Georgia. And so everything with my rheumatological stuff is on hold until I have my appointment with oral surgery and the salivary clinic, and then we'll go from there on that one. So that was Tuesday. Wednesday, I had a really late appointment at my neuro-ophthalmologist office, and it unfortunately went exactly how I thought it was gonna go, and nothing that we're doing is working. So he gave me a prescription for another eye drop that I'm gonna add in the morning. It's called Pataday, because my eyes are irritated, or my tear ducts are irritated where my tear duct plugs are on the bottom. But we're trying to keep them in until the end of September, because now I have to have surgery on both of my eyes to try to retain as much moisture as I'm making / adding into my eyes on a daily basis. So I have to have something, it's called like tarsal conjunctival graft. So I am totally put out, and we do one eye at a time. So the first week we're doing my right eye, and they go in and he takes a piece of skin from underneath my upper eyelid, and then he kind of like moves it down towards the corner, and it makes like an extra flap underneath my eyelid, so that the moisture that's added into my eye, like it stays kind of more in that flap as opposed to just like evaporating or going out my other tear ducts. And so when I move my eyes around, I'll have effectively like extra moisture. I feel a little bit like a kangaroo, or a camel. Maybe a camel is a better one. Like I'm holding my moisture a little bit better. So if I move my eyes around once everything heals, I should be able to re-moisturize my eyes a little bit more naturally, and we may be able to get rid of one of the eye drops. So that my right eye is happening the end of September, my left eye is happening the beginning of October. I'm not super duper jazzed about it, but he's had really good luck. He's a really, really good ophthalmologist. And so fingers crossed on that one. And then today I went to allergy and immunology, and like always, my 20-minute appointment turns into like 2 hours because I had to fill her in on everything that had happened since I had seen her last, which I think was May. And I had to tell her about all the new diagnoses for the POTS and the EDS and all my GI stuff. Excuse me. And so I filled her in on all of that. Most of my blood work and p-tests and whatnot are coming back in a normal range, but I've not broken out in a huge big rash at the moment, praise the Lord. And so everything is pretty much coming up normal, but we're gonna start me on a really low regimen of antihistamine treatments. So because I need to get ahead of the rashes and the allergic reactions that I have out of nowhere, as opposed to chasing them, because chasing them makes it so hard, because it's so hard on my body. Like the last really bad rash I had was in New York, and it took over my entire right butt cheek, my entire back of my right thigh, my inner right leg, and then on my knee on both sides. Like it's really hit or miss as to when it happens and what part of my body is affected, and it's really, really, really hard on my system, and I don't need anything else to be hard on my system right now. So we're gonna start low dose antihistamines to see how that goes, but first, before we start anything, oh, and we're also going to start doing sinus rinses every day, like not the neti pot because it doesn't give enough pressure, but like the bottle kind. So I have to get distilled water for that. And she recommended like the Neil Mob. It's like a little bottle. It has like a black top on it, and it comes with these like sinus rinse packets. So you do one packet and fill it up with distilled water. She warms hers in the microwave a little bit, and then so you use half of it and clean out one side, and then half of it and clean out the other. I've done them before, but didn't know if it was good, bad, or otherwise for all of the stuff that I have going on, and so I wanted to talk to her first, and she highly recommended it, especially with how dry my sinuses are. But before we do any of that, I have to have a sinus CT scan, and we got that one scheduled for tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock. So I have to go back to the hospital to radiology to have the CT scan done, and then I can start the other. My only issue is we may have to wait to start all of that until I have the salivary oral surgery part, because I'm not certain, and it's only like a week away, because I need everything looked at kind of in a natural state to try to determine how bad the Sjogren's is. And then, so I'm checking out of allergy and immunology, and I'd sent a message to my GI earlier, and I was having a huge amount of gastrointestinal distress last night and felt horrible, and was asking if they had the test results on my SIBO, small intestinal bacterial overgrowth test, which was the hydrogen breath test. And I'll link that video in the description below. And because she was hoping to have results Tuesday, and I hadn't heard anything, and so I'm checking out of allergy, and I get a message from my GI, and it says, oh yeah, the SIBO test was positive, and so now I have to be on 2 weeks or 3 weeks of another kind of antibiotic, and it's like a timed release, so it's supposed to like bomb my small intestine and nothing else. So I'll be taking that one starting tomorrow when that one gets into my pharmacy, and then the erythromycin that I'm gonna start taking for the gastroparesis, that stuff came in today, so I finally have that one, and so we're gonna start taking that, but I can't take that one until after the CT, so everything will start tomorrow and then the next day, and then I'll see on the other stuff. It's been a crazy week. There's been so much that has gone on this week. I'm exhausted, so I'm gonna keep it super short, and that's it. That's all I got. I'm so pooped, so I'm gonna go take a shower and I'm gonna hold my couch down. I hope you guys are doing great, and thanks for watching, and I'll keep you updated. Bye.